And welcome out there, fans, Hornet fans out there in Facebook and YouTube land. James Bryant here, broadcasting from South Sands Bobcat Stadium, along with my colleague Barry Huff. Say hello, Barry.
Hello, Barry.
Barry Huff, middle school teacher extraordinaire out at Heritage Middle School. Myself, I teach geometry out at the high school. Glad to have all of you here for the first time listening to our Facebook and YouTube broadcast live. Make sure you log on, like, subscribe, leave your comments. We like to hear what you're saying about what we're doing and what you feel about the Hornets out on the field. So do participate. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Once again, out here at South Sands Bobcat Stadium, a beautiful facility. Barry, you've been talking about it since we walked in.
It is amazing just being out here. The facility just comes out of nowhere. It is smaller than East Central on the visitor side, where the home side stands are nice and big. It is surrounded by a huge field house and an amazing weight room, tall glass windows that overlooks the stadium.
That weight room, as you say, is a beautiful feat of architecture. It's looks like one of those modern pieces of architecture, I guess I could say, with all the big windows and such. Definitely does not look like a weight room. It is a gym out here in the athletic facilities of South Sand. We're going to talk more about our facilities here because it is such a great looking place. But we have the teams lining up. South Sand set off to kickoff. Can I get a number there, Barry? Can you see it from there? Number 11 from South Sand. And the kickoff is fielded by number 26 for the Hornets, Michael Aguilar.
Can't say enough about the senior Michael Aguilar. He does a great job running super hard on returns. He's good for about 15, 20 yards every time he touches the ball on kickoffs. And it's his last game here at Bobcat Stadium, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got some touches tonight.
We will keep an eye on Aguilar as well as the rest of these outgoing Hornet players. Look to see a bunch of seniors playing tonight. Handoff inside by the quarterback, Caden Bosenko, number 5, to running back number 39. And that is Kenyon McClure. Kenyon McClure coming on this year, Barry.
It's like he's getting the majority of touches at running back now, which is interesting because their leading rusher is still Juan J.J. Hernandez.
J.J. followed by Caden himself, the quarterback.
Ball tipped, number 44, South Sand.
And as you know, Barry just called 44. We do not have a roster from South Sand tonight. So until someone is kind enough to bring us one, we're going to be calling numbers for South Sand. We'll try to say them with different inflections so it makes it a little interesting to you. But it's going to be numbers for South Sand, and we'll get the names out there for your East Central Hornets.
We'll say about South Sand, that South Sand blue is really distinctive. They look really good out there.
Sharp Beautiful uniforms.
They really are.
Blue and white, blue over white for South Sand. Hornets in there, all whites. Caden Bosenko looks back to pass, sees a receiver wide open in the middle. Nobody within 10 yards of number 12. That's Christian Vela.
Well, that's 3 and out, but what I did like on that particular possession, Christian Vela running that deep end, which he did at the beginning of the year. He's so fast. He, of course, had to fill in for quarterback when Cade Bosenko went out. But still, this year, the boys threw for a combined 807 yards with nine touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Christian Vela really filled in admirably, but I love seeing him in the slot.
You're talking about the passing yardage from Bosenko and Vela combined. Absolutely. Big yardage from them. Kickoff, punt by Noah Chavez, number 9. Gets a good Hornet roll. Down to about the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats.
Looks like that was down by number 12, Christian Vela. Or no, actually number 32. Zachary Shook.
Set the environment a little bit more. You hear the Hornet drum line playing in the background. Hornet band's in full effect. We got the cheerleaders here tonight doing their, oh, shucks, my favorite cheer. We'll talk about that more here momentarily. Running backs to the left and right of the South Sand quarterback. Handoff to the tailback, who is met by every person on the field on both teams. A little crowded in there in the inside.
He just slipped through for a little bit, finally brought down by number 55, Nathaniel.
To get about 5 yards on the play. Second down now and 5.
South End has a lot of tradition. We're surrounded. This facility is surrounded by just great tradition, great memories for that Bobcat team.
Quarterback keeper number 9 goes left around the outside. Flag on the play before he eventually makes it outside of the bounds.
You see the arm on that referee? That was he threw that penalty flag 15 yards.
He's had a whole year to practice. What are we looking for here, Barry? A hold?
I'm sure it is. From where they throw the flag, that's the head official. Ooh, actually, it was a chop block.
That's a personal foul, a big one, 15-yarder. What is a chop block, Barry?
A chop block is when you have someone hitting high and another person hitting low. It normally happens when you have some really aggressive offensive linemen. It happens sometimes.
I hear it happens a lot. Unfortunately, that's looking out for the safety of the players when we penalize that chop block. Quarterback with the pass just over the receiver's head. Number 10, the intended receiver.
Looks like defending that pass was number 31, Aiden Pathifone.
Aiden Pathifone might be the smallest Hornet to suit up tonight, but he's a fighter. I enjoyed him last year on the JV squad, making all kinds of plays, offense and defense, but he's a hitter. Aiden will not shy away from any hit there tonight.
And he's getting his looks tonight. The senior on the edge there on the corner.
Wide receiver in motion from left to right if you're a Bobcat. Quarterback looks downfield, but pressure from the Hornets. Gets the pass off. Pass intercepted. Waiting for the call from the officials.
Knocked the official over.
And it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Hornets. Touchdown, East Central. Pass complete by Frank Fonseca. Correction, interception, and run back from big Frank Fonseca.
Yep. The pass was right to him. That was about the easiest 20-yard interception return that Frank Fonseca's ever going to get.
Noah Chavez set for the extra point attempt. Christian Vela on the hold. Point after attempt is good. 10:08 on the clock. Your score, 7-0 Hornets. And once again, fans, let's orient you with what you're looking at on your screen. Of course, the near side is the Hornets. We're set up on their side of the field. Far side is the Bobcats wearing their dark blue tops and white pants. If we refer to the north end of the field, that's going to be the right side of your screen. South end of the field is where their big scoreboard will be. That's the left end of your screen. If you forget all that, that's okay. Just enjoy the game. So, Barry, been a long year for both of these squads. If anybody is familiar with East Central football and follows it, we have some better years, but I'm going to tell you a story that's going to keep you positive about that here in just a moment. Let's watch this kickoff. What are the records of both these teams this year, Barry?
South End is 0 wins, 6 losses. East Central 1 win, 6 losses.
It says the Hornets are setting up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this story. Talking to one of East Central's defensive players, I'll go ahead and mention his name, Chris Jones, outstanding defensive player, one of my students. And after last week's loss, I said, Chris, how you feeling? It's been a rough year. And Chris says, I'm still positive. I'm still out there, and I love playing. But you know what I'm upset about is this is my last game as a senior, and that told me a lot. It said, "Hey, Chris is still into this game. He still wants to win." And it was more important to him that he's playing his last game than than the results of the games themselves.
And Chris Jones, he's as big as he is, as big and athletic as he is, he's had the responsibility of guarding the best receiver on the field every game.
Every single game. Chris Jones, top of your screen right now, number 8, pressing up against that wide receiver. And now back on the press there.
That is his signature. He is a press coverage type of guy. They like him being physical with those receivers. Oh!
Quarterback keeper tripped up by Aiden Pathaphone, number 31. South San did manage to get 6 yards on the play, maybe 5. Second down now. Quarterback once again with running backs to either side. Looks to the running back on the right. That's number 33, who gets up into maybe the off between the guard and the tackle on the left-hand side. Flag is thrown from behind the Hornets.
Brought down by number 3, Trayshawn Johnson. It seems like South San really, their bread and butter is going to be running. They run a lot of power. They run a lot of counter. They're going to run right behind that line. They're going to trust that undersized athletic line. But so far, that line has been letting them down a little bit. East Central has been a little bit too much for them to handle. 2 major penalties. This one a hold, one before a chop block. But they're going to be running a lot.
Which sets up that opportunity for maybe a play action. And we've seen a couple of fake handoffs where the quarterback decides to keep. So keep an eye out there. Trips up top for the Bobcats. Quarterback looks that way, finds the short receiver, and just over his hands, pretty close to another East Central interception. Number 8, the intended receiver for South San. Cornell George, number 10, the defender. Set up third down now in 5. 1 back in the backfield with quarterback number 9. Motion receiver, fake to him. Quarterback rolls right and just has to throw it away in this case.
You see leading the charge there, that was number 21, J.J. Juan Hernandez. Again, their leading running back who has just been outstanding on defense. It makes me wonder what his senior year next year will look like. He's a really good running back, but he has been surprising and really outstanding playing on the defense.
Talking about number 21, who you see back to receive the punt now. Does he normally set up as a linebacker there on defense?
Looks like an outside linebacker. Yep.
Okay, good deal. We'll keep an eye on JJ, number 21, back to receive the punt.
Ooh,
it's a good punt.
Good.
JJ will have trouble. No, he's going to let that one. Well, JJ went for it, muffled it, but we do have a flag on the play. Let's get to see what's going to happen here. Bobcats did recover. However, we do have a penalty flag on the field.
A lot of times that ball was bouncing around, and he was thinking – Juan was thinking a little bit too much. He was probably thinking, well, if the ball goes too deep, it'll put us in bad position. So, therefore, he needed to – I could see him having a little bit of indecision, but he finally got it.
And the more he thinks about it, the closer that defender gets to tackling him. So,
and he was thinking about that defender too, and he just kind of alligator armed that ball, and unfortunately they recovered it. But fortunately, it appears that they are going to have to
repunt.
Hopefully. Does look like they're going to repunt it.
Ball moved all the way back a good 50 yards to the original line of scrimmage, -5. or we'll have another 4th down and looks like we're going to punt again.
Woo! Time of redemption for one. See what happens there.
Hornets have everyone on the line except the backman, JJ. Looks like they went for that one.
Oh, he did. Michael Aguilar.
Hornets get a little bit lucky on that one. An unfortunate kick by one of the covermen, Michael Aguilar, right there to cover it up. So Hornets do manage to set up down for their offense. 1st and 10, Hornets at the 32. 4 receivers off left.
That is unusual. I've never seen a set like this.
Empty backfield, the other receiver up top.
I bet it's a screen. Yep.
Indeed, a screen to number 39. Kenyon McClure. And now look what we got here, Bear. We got the same thing far side. 4 receivers up top.
I like what they're doing right now. They're running a tempo offense. It is no huddle, which is unusual for East Central. They're doing something a little different. I believe that this is going to be a fade to
Bryant
Jack.
Kelly to Jack. Okay, Jack will be number 11. Set up, closest to the line. No, he stays back and blocks. Look at that. Caden Bosenko, your number 2 runner on the squad, picks up the East Central 1st down.
I think that Caden Bosenko is feeling healthy. Remember, he went out early in the year, but that was an outstanding run.
Caden was out for about 3 weeks. He's been, this, I believe, his 2nd week back now. And that run sure shows you a bunch. It was his ankle that was injured.
It was.
And he sure put a lot of ankle into that run.
And I think that it has something to do with that line. That line's feeling spry, looking spry.
Kenyon McClure, far side, with a pickup of about 10 yards on the play. Looks like another East Central 1st down.
Every week you see new wrinkles from East Central. They are learning. And when you look at this roster, they have so many underclassmen in key positions. East Central looks like they are loading up for next year. You'll be senior heavy with a lot of wrinkles in that offense.
I think I heard that we are the youngest team in our league. So good. That's always good news when you got a team coming in next year with some experience.
And you're going to get a lot of people moving up from the freshman team who had an outstanding season this year. Lots of skill positions coming up. Lots of interesting first-year players coming up next year.
I'm going to throw a number out to you right now, Barry. There are no guarantees, but keep your eyes open for number 2 coming up from JV.
I believe you're mentioning a young man by the name of Austin Vivier.
If you have not seen Austin play, guys, you got a treat coming up next year.
Quick.
He may be behind Bosenko. It might be let's just leave it at that. Speaking of Bosenko, another flag on the play, but Bosenko with another big run.
That line is working. You see it. I see it. The line is working. But unfortunately, worked a little bit in the wrong way. Flag.
They worked their hands around the shoulders of one of the South Sound players, and that's going to be a penalty 10 yards from the spot of that foul. All right, move the ball back to the 42-yard, it looks like now. And, Barry, I'm not seeing a down marker anywhere tonight. Oh, there we are. 2nd down now and 14 for the Hornets. Bosenko looks to the sideline, looks for a signal. Heads up to the line where the line's waiting. They set. We got 3 receivers tied in on the line. Look at that one, Barry. There's another new one.
That's a fade.
Kenyon across in motion, and it goes to Kenyon.
Flag on the field.
About an 8-yard pickup, but another flag on the play. 25, the defender on the stop. I have not seen a call yet. Have you? Offsides is a call. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty on South San. But Hornets wisely declined it. Tell us why, Barry.
Because he ran more yards than the penalty was worth.
Better keep the run than to keep the 5-yard penalty.
That's right.
Short out route to number 39. That's Kenyon.
It's been a heavy dose of Kenyon.
39 making a big presence tonight. And the passing game making a big presence tonight. That's something, a theme that I'd like to stick with tonight a little bit, Barry, because Hornets not generally known in past years as a passing team, but this year a little bit different.
Which includes the number 1 and number 6 ranked receivers in the district.
Number 1 and number 6, not bad guys for a typically non-passing team. We're talking specifically, fumble on the play. Fumble on the play, and it's a turnover to the Bobcats. 1st and 10, South San at the 35-yard line, 34. 5 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the game. It's Bobcat ball. Let me continue that conversation, Barry, about our passing prowess this year. Number 1 receiver in 27-6A, Anston Bryant Kelly, and his teammate, number 11, Jack Stewart, taking that number 6 spot in the league.
That's true. Anston has been really crushing it this year. They've been getting him the ball. Again, Christian and Basenko have done a great job getting that ball with their hands.
We'll reset that theme when the Hornets are back on offense. Bobcats now with a run up the middle. Again, sorry, fans, we have not been provided a roster for South San, so we're calling pure numbers for them tonight.
Yeah, again, speaking of South San, again, they are doing a great job when they are running the ball. Passing the ball is not in really their repertoire, but they can definitely put their foot in the ground, feet in the ground, and run. Oh, fumble.
We got a muffled snap there, and Hornets take advantage in the form of a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Number 55 on the play is Nathaniel Ortega. And, Barry, I don't know if you just heard it. Somebody stole my phrase on the other side.
The PA announcer said.
The PA announcer on South Side just said a swarm of Hornets. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know that, that's a James Bryant special right there.
James Bryant, of course, does public address announcing for our sub-varsity games at Hornet Stadium.
Bobcats with one tailback to the left of the quarterback. Pass out to the wide receiver with a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play, still short of the first down.
That was nice by the Hornets. Nice job. 3 and out. But again, South San, I'm not sure why they are choosing to throw. They can run. They've proven that offensive line is not big, but they are athletic, and they are outflanking East Central a little bit right now. Have our offensive line out of kilter, possibly because we're missing number 47, Marius Rosemont, who got hurt of our last game.
Yeah, big point of note there. Marius Rosemont, big. What I mean big, I mean a big nasty player. Okay, and I mean he makes some tackles. 47, Marius Rosemont, usually setting up in that outside linebacker position.
Or anywhere they're going to put him.
And you can count on him for a good 6-7 tackles a game.
Tons of pressure on the quarterback, and it didn't matter who we played or who East Central played. He was always in the backfield, always had a nose for the ball.
Marius Rosemont on the bench tonight again due to injury. By the way, if you ever see Marius, say hi to him. He's a very nice kid to talk to, as are most of these gentlemen. Barry, you're sometimes pretty nice to talk to.
Sometimes. You see who got the ball there? That was Aguilera.
Michael Aguilar, yes, 26. And We have an official timeout. And fans, we do encourage you to chime in on Facebook, chime in on YouTube Live. Let us know if you hate what we're doing, if you enjoy what we're doing, but especially if you enjoy what we're doing. All right, that shaken up player is moving off the field on his own power. So let's set up again. Hornets at the 47-yard line. And Hornets will call a timeout. Bringing the player out, we need to just reshuffle things and make sure everyone's in the right place.
When I'm thinking about the facility, Brian or James, I am just I can't take my eyes off the north end zone. The north end zone, you have their complex for basketball, and why that's important to me. I was a basketball player, East Central, way back in the day, class of '91 for East Central, and South San and East Central have had epic battles over the years. South San has had sustained success in basketball. They're very good. Usually well coached, hard nosed, just play very well.
If I recall, sorry to interrupt you, but they got shooting guards left and right. They'll just play some small ball until they wear you out with small ball.
They do. And I'm excited about the basketball season that you're going to be doing public address announcing for this year.
Of course, that season is underway already. Make sure you come and join us for the East Central basketball game. They're likewise streamed on Facebook. Not as great quality as we have going here, but maybe we'll work on that someday. Officials stop the clock again. What do we have here? Looks like the officials are just getting their jingles and their jangles together.
Well, I see Coach Hub walking out almost to the 40-yard line, and it almost seems like maybe he called a timeout. It's unsure, but most importantly, I love it when officials talk together. Now, for a fan, they want to see the action on the field, but it's important that the officials stay organized, which these officials are, that they communicate well with themselves, and of course, both head coaches of either team. I do like what they're doing. We see an official the line judge getting ready to come over and talk to Coach Hubbard. But again, anytime you see officials taking their time, talking it over, they're not just doing it for their own sake. They're making sure that our athletes are safe.
And as you said, fans, you're just going to have to deal with it. It's part of the game. And they're doing the right thing, as you said, Barry, trying to protect our players' safety. Caden Bosenko scoops one off the turf. And there's a flag down on the turf as well. Good gain by Caden, but let's see what the flag is. It's behind the Hornet line.
Came from behind the defensive front. So I'm going to say it's going to be a hold. Yeah.
It is holding against the Hornets. We call that a spot foul, Barry, which means we're going to start where the spot of the foul occurred and then mark off 10 yards from that point.
Unfortunately, those things happen. I think South San is quicker than us right now on their front. Their defense, South San's offensive front is a little quicker than the Hornets right now, and so that makes the offensive line start to grab a little bit. They are coming. They're not the biggest defensive line for South San, but they are quick and hard-nosed.
I'm watching the far side where Anston Bryant Kelly is set up. They've got two defenders watching him out the corner of their eyes. But it's a handoff this time inside. 6-yard pickup again by
No, that's Michael.
Is that
Aguilar.
Michael Aguilar? Yes, sir. Number 26.
For all intents and purposes, this is, even though it's senior night for South San, this is East Central's senior night as well.
Third down now and 11 to go after the big penalty.
Look at who they have in the slot. Far side slot, Christian Vela. Near side slot, Michael Aguilar.
Christian Vela, as you know, likes to work his way over the middle behind those linebackers, and he'll run through them. Blitz looks like it's on the way.
This might be a big game. Christian Vela. Look for him.
If that blitz comes, get Christian behind those linebackers.
Oh, my.
Bosenko finds Jack Stewart. Bosenko to Stewart. Touchdown, Hornets. Touchdown, East Central. 39-yard pass from Bosenko to Jack Stewart. Correction, 60. It was a long pass.
And James is hearing a bunch of numbers I'm throwing at him. I first told him it was a 39-yard. Then I told him it was 69. Then a 59. But it's truly a 59-yard touchdown.
It was a long pass. Caden Bosenko to Jack Stewart. Touchdown, Hornets. Noah Chavez set up to kick the extra point. It's good. And at 1:30 left in the first quarter still, 14-0, Hornets.
It's interesting that the press box at the home side press box at Hornet Stadium is different than a visitor's press box anywhere. Visitors press box where we're stationed right now is very tight, and it's the first time all season that we can hear the press box coaches for the Hornets give advice and show and tell the coaches on the field what to do. It is really cool. It's really intimate up here. They've done a great job with their facilities at South San, but for sure the intensity and the intensity of the coaches can definitely be heard. It's pretty cool.
We'll talk a little bit more about how tonight happened here in just a moment. Noah Chavez setting up to kick off for the Hornets, and back deep we've got numbers. We got two players from South San back deep to receive. On the far side, looks like 88. Hornet tackler is number 31. It looks like Aiden Pathaphone, if I'm correct. I told you Aiden's going to be out there making some tackles.
He is a ball hawk. He really is playing hard. Again, not the biggest guy, but one of the most fearless.
So tonight, Barry, this was kind of a last-minute thing we're doing here at South San. Normally the plan was we're just going to broadcast these Facebook Live games from Hornet Stadium at our home. But someone got the brilliant idea. We're going to come out here this week and do this from South San. We just got the word Tuesday or Wednesday about this as South San on the run stopped after a gain of about 5 yards, 5 or 6. We just got the call on this on Wednesday, and we came out here. We didn't really know where we're going. We had to find which press box to go to. We had to get our marketing and our video guys here. We'll talk about the great work they're doing later as well. But we just barely got set up by the game time, and we're here. We're doing it for you.
And it is fun. It's a different feel to be on the visitor's side. It's great. I like it. I like this intimacy. We're closer to the stands. We're closer to the field. We're not as high up.
Nathaniel Ortega, the tackler, stops the running back after no gain. Third down now and 5 to go for South San.
But that's going to be pretty manageable for South San. They want to see 5 or less yards because they run hard. Again, Brian, as James said earlier, East Central traditionally a team that runs and throw to set up the throw. This season has been more high flying, lots of throwing, less reliance on running. South San, they are what East Central traditionally is. Again, tons of running, and that's their bread and butter. It has been for years. South San, they have put out some good running backs over the years, some good linebackers, again, good hard-nosed athletes. And wouldn't be surprised if they try to run this up the gut. But I've been wrong all day, all morning, all evening so far.
Yeah, well put. So buzzer did sound for the end of the first quarter, 14-0, moving into the second quarter. Another thing we don't have besides the roster for South San, we don't have a lot of stats. We did our weekly before the game research here for some stats. Unfortunately, couldn't find them for South San for one reason or another. So we're doing our best to kind of go off our memory, off of our knowledge of this team, and observe what we're seeing out there right now.
Yeah, what we normally use, we use traditional sources like Max Preps, the Express News through mysanantonio.com has an outrageously wonderful database.
Shout out to mysa.com and our stats man, who's of course not here on the road with us tonight.
He's probably over there at the home in the home press box.
You are probably right, Barry. He's probably over the home side getting some free snacks and free snacks and heat. But a great source, mysa.com, if you want to go check out some stats. Pass attempt incomplete off the fingertips of number 33 that time. And that's going to bring up fourth down for the Bobcats. Fourth and about 6 to go.
Usually East Central is used to having their defense on the field a lot this season. Lots of plays, play after play after play, possession after possession. Today, it's been mostly the offense, which is nice. It's really nice. Michael Aguilar is back deep.
And he's the only one back deep. Hornets have 10 players on the line once more. They're going to go for this one again.
But they drop 2 back normally.
South San calls a timeout on this play. Not sure what they're worried about or planning here.
They saw all the people on the line, and maybe if I counted correctly, I think they may have been down one guy on the field. I could be wrong about that, but they saw those people. But normally what East Central is doing, it look like they're going to try to go for just a jailhouse block, and they'll drop 2 players back for support. But at the same time, who knows?
So, Barry, we were talking about the effort that was made to get this rolling tonight. Let's mention some names. Start off with Brandon Oliver, our Director of Marketing Communications for ECISD. His staff includes Sam Delgado, right behind us in the booth, their video production manager. Who else is on their staff, Barry?
Lisa Stollert.
Lisa Stoller's communications specialist. And, of course, the staff there at the high school. We can't help but thank Danny Christian. Danny works with us almost every week to get all this technical equipment set up in one way or another.
And coach.
And coach the football team at this time. Danny, what is Danny? Some sort of offensive coach out there?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Anyway, so Danny got a bunch of jobs here. Helps us with the technical stuff, helps us with the football out there. And, of course, on this last-minute stuff, it always helps to have a great athletic director, Suzette Areola.
Thank you, Suzette.
Thanks you for getting all this. Thanks for the chairs and everything else you do, Suzette.
The
we
table,
appreciate it.
all that
Yeah, the
stuff here.
table and all that. Here we go. Back to some football, Barry.
That's
Hand
JJ.
off to JJ. Goes left, turns it upfield for maybe a gain of about 2.
When you give an in around to JJ, don't get me wrong, JJ is very fast, but I believe that JJ is better suited to running north and south, maybe putting his foot in the ground and cutting, but running to the edge it gives the strength or gives the advantage to South San.
Agreed. 55 on the stop from South San. I want to talk about JJ a little bit more after this play. Handoff is to Juan Hernandez. They call him JJ.
Now, that's what I like to see. You see what he did? It was a zone block. He just simply put his foot in the ground, made one cut, and went. that is the way that JJ runs.
And he gets down to 1 yard shy of the first down marker. Third down now and 1. So I was lucky enough to sit in on a conversation with you and JJ's dad last week at a football game. And I was very interested in what he talked about the closeness of some of these players and how long they've been playing with each other and how well they know each other.
It is really interesting. These kids, they're at the end of the day, they are kids. They are big, they're strong, they're in the weight room. They're kids, and young people like hanging out with each other. Most of these young people have been playing football against or with each other. They live in the same neighborhood. East Central is such a huge district, all the way to almost touching Highlands High School, going over to touching Lavernia and Floresville, all the way to Sam Houston and Converse, just Marion, Texas.
And we talked about this last week too, how some of these guys have been playing since they were kids together in some of the local leagues.
Little flag football 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds.
And they know each other. Some of the guys on this Hornets team have been on the same teams before. Here we go back. Kenyon, number 39.
Oh, my gosh.
Pours it on, and that's a touchdown, Hornets.
Is track season? Has track season
started? Touchdown, East Central.
Golly, that was a 40-yard touchdown run, and that last 10 yards, he just found a second gear because that safety had the angle. He did.
Kenyon starts out toward the left, but quickly turns it upfield, and he was off to the races. If you didn't see what we just saw, fans, watch the replay. Hornets are having some fun out there. Kenyon McClure on the touchdown.
So the kids tried to do like the jumping celebrations where they
chest bump
each other, chest bump, and the kids fell down. It
did not work out at all. Noah Chavez with the extra point at 9:59 remaining in the second quarter, 21-0 East Central.
When things are good, you can laugh about a lot of things.
Absolutely. Once again, the East Central Hornet Band playing it loud, playing it proud out there in the north end zone. Barry, you know this song.
Hornets will win tonight.
Absolutely. Barry Huff, alumnus of East Central High School. I happen to go to LBJ High School up in Austin, graduated in 1942.
Let me see if I can do the sound for the song for LBJ, the song that I know.
Okay.
LBJ. Something like that.
Something like that, Barry.
Gotcha.
And we have a different kicker for the kickoffs and for the extra point attempts. 49 for the long kickoffs is Daniel Gauna. Daniel gets it up. 88, I believe, will field it. And he is popped right at the 16-yard line by, guess who, Noah Chavez and Chris Jones. That is not the first time we've seen Noah Chavez, the kicker, make some tackles. We've been seeing that every week.
So James and I, we went to the Clemens game during Thanksgiving. Noah Chavez was a deep snapper, who's normally the kicker. He was a deep snapper, and he was making tackles. He's such a good athlete.
And look at the smile on his face right now. He knows he made a good play. Put some Gatorade down the old chute and get out there and make another play. Noah Chavez, number 9.
That was a good run. That was a hard run, but
24, the ball carrier, picks up about looks like about 3 on the play.
About 5.
Barry Huff going with 5. I'm going to go with 7 still, or 3 still. I'm seeing 2nd and 7. My colleague Barry Huff disagreeing.
I still think that was a great run, whether it was 3 or 4. That was tough.
Absolutely.
They're having some problems getting the ball back accurately from their center.
Yeah, a high snap there to quarterback number 9.
Not the first one. Not the first one. Good stop by the Hornets.
Third down now and about 4 yards to go. Ball at the 25-yard line of South San. Oh, big saving tackle there by the gentleman stepping up now. It looks like 16. Number 16 is not listed, so it might not be 16. Who was that?
Good question.
It was number 15. Yes, sir. 15, Zachary Vidal.
That was a big old hole. I thought that was going to be a big game, and it closed quickly. Hornets looking very athletic.
Making some great tackles. More than one person on the tackle. The first person's not letting go.
I really want to see our first punt return for a touchdown right now.
Whistles on the play. South San with a delay of game. We'll mark off 5 yards and still fourth down now and long. You know, Barry, I'm very well known as someone who will call South San any one of the 3 names of San Antonio schools that have a South in it.
Southwest.
Yeah, or
South Side.
Yes, I'm very well known for mixing those up, and I'm 0 for tonight. I'm clean tonight.
Michael Aguilar played it safe.
Looks like about a 40-yard punt out to the 45-yard line, 46, if you will. 1st and 10, Hornets.
I'm going to give a little love to the offensive line because right now, offensive line for the Hornets is playing good, and it looks like they're running behind that big number 71, Wade Williams. He's going 6'3", 260 pounds out on that edge. His final game as a lineman for the Hornets.
Well, let's call out some more numbers when we see them. JJ up the middle, number 21 for a gain of 7. Watching the line like you normally do, Barry. I saw a big number 67 for the Hornets, Julian Gallegos.
Saw number 74, Matthew Osa, a junior. Just good size.
We got Caden rolling right, sees the receiver, Christian Vela, but Christian can't stretch the fingers out quite enough. Pass incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down now and 3.
That's a really tough play. I know that's popular now. It's called the run-pass option, where the quarterback can choose to keep it, can choose to pass it. It's a choice. And I think that Caden probably would have been better served to keep it, but he saw Christian, and Christian's so quick. Put that ball in his breadbasket. That would have been a big game.
Mosenko hands off to JJ this time. JJ with a stiff arm, and number 10 from South San with a stiff tackle puts JJ down for a loss of 3.
He came up from that safety position fast. He had that red.
A straight line, untouched. He went straight from 20 yards back, straight at JJ, and nice tackle by number 10 there.
You see what happened, though? Again, JJ's best when they zone block for him, he puts his foot in the dirt and makes one cut and go. South San was able to stretch him out a little bit, allowing that safety to make that tackle.
Noah Chavez back to punt. Look for him to make the tackle as well. Flag on the play.
Delay a game.
If this is a delay of game like Barry says, I believe that's our 3rd of the night.
Well, I believe
between the two teams. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Between the two teams, yes, because they had one, we had one. They had two, and we had one.
I never did see a signal, but it is a 5-yard penalty, which might indicate delay of game indeed.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
4th down now and long to go for the Hornets. Chavez punts off the left foot, this time a little high, not so deep. Not much of a roll, and Hornets down at the 27-yard line.
Bobcats take over 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. Here come your Bobcats. Bobcat Nation, I can hear you.
The enthusiastic announcer over on home side looking for cheers from the Bobcat Nation. If there's anyone out there in Hornet Land in the stadium that's listening to us, get loud for your Hornets. I'd imagine if they're in the stadium, they're not listening to us.
Probably not.
Oh, look here. We got a special delivery from the Bobcats. Looks like a roster.
Number 33 on the carry for the Bobcats. Michael Piñones, number 95 on the stop for the Hornets. Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down.
Sorry about the delay, fans. We got a special delivery from Southside. They have now presented us with a roster, so we're going to do a little bit better in calling out names for Southside. I will tell you that they used a size 3 font on this list. That, coupled with the fact we have no lights in our little booth here, we might just be calling numbers the rest of the night.
Well, thank you to the young lady with Cruz on the back of her Letterman jacket for bringing it over. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, South San.
South Sands back to pass. Pass is complete over the right-hand side for a gain of 12 on the play. 1st and 10. Bobcats pass good to number 10.
Who made that big stop earlier today.
Let's start talking about some names here now. Number 9, Brandon Rojas, the quarterback, gets the pass off to number 10, Richard Lopez. 1st and 10. Bobcats, 42-yard line.
Again, Richard Lopez playing both ways for the Bobcats.
Handoff up the middle, I should say, to number 33, Desmond Padilla. Michael Piñones, 95 for the Hornets with a tackle.
Again, track and field season, he is an outstanding thrower. Shot put and discus, I believe, for the Hornets.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down.
Desmond Padilla, the running back 33, stopped this time with about a 4 or 5 yard gain. 3rd down now for the Bobcats. Ball at the 49-yard line.
And South San going to their bread and butter. They are running that ball. Essential starting to load the box.
They do have 2 receivers left, 2 right. Looks like quarterback will set a screen over the middle. Flag. That one's going to come back. Another flag and another flag. Jason Lopez, number 10 on the reception with a big run after the catch. But we got yellow laundry all over the field, Barry.
That was the right call. East Central showed their blitz a little bit early. The South San gets right through that screen, that little bubble screen, and number 10, who does have some wheels, made a great play with his legs, but unfortunately, his teammates didn't block appropriately.
I'm going to tell you exactly who that reminded me of is number 12, Christian Vela, when he gets that pass over the middle.
He does.
He does have a little action after the catch, doesn't he?
He does. Now, Christian Vela is smaller. I I'm not sure about speed. To me, Christian Vela is just so quick. But you're right. Christian Vela can take extra hits. They pop him. They hit him. He knows they're going to hit him, but he can absorb those hits and get that extra yardage. Number 10 here, great job. You say his last name's Lopez?
Number 10 is Richard Lopez. Yes, sir.
Richard Lopez is a great run.
So interesting here. After the penalties, Bobcats somehow ended up with a first down.
Because it was after he passed the first down.
Understood.
It was a spot foul.
Handoff inside is stopped immediately. Look at the tackle by big number 95 for the Hornets.
Michael Piñones.
Piñones stops him in his tracks for a loss of 1 on the play.
He is going to be a good one for years. He is only a sophomore. 5'11", 255 pounds, nose tackle. Been playing nose tackle for East Central for a while. And when I mean East Central, I'm talking about East Central Heritage, one of the feeder schools, and, of course, now at the high school.
2 running backs on either side of the quarterback. Quarterback not going anywhere this time because there's a crowd of Hornets up there on the line. Again, led by Piñones, helped out this time by number 55. That's Nathaniel Ortega.
East Central starting to figure some things out. East Central starting to trust that they are bigger. South San has been a little quicker on the offensive line, as I said before, but they are starting to figure some things out.
Well, if you can figure out how to plug all 4 holes on that line, then you figured it out.
Oh.
Pass over the fingertips of number 5, it appears. Number 5 is John Garcia, the receiver.
South San's quarterback is starting to get a little bit more confidence. That appears to be the right play call for him. Roll him out a little bit, let him make plays with his legs, and because he has a momentum, he's getting extra touch or extra momentum on that ball.
A boost in confidence for the quarterback, also a boost in necessity as we are 21 points down right now if you're a South San Bobcat. Back to punt off the left foot of the punter. Michael Aguilar still stays well away from that one, and it's down at the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, Hornets.
What you're seeing right now, folks, you're looking at the scoreboard. Normally they have some students on the camera. Well, today, Brandon Oliver, marketing and communications, as James said before, and Lisa Stoller, the communication specialist, they're running the cameras because we again are in on the visitor side and not at home at Hornet Stadium.
Well, it looks like we had a big penalty in favor of the Hornets that time. Bosenko now back to pass. Sees Bryant Kelly for the first time tonight. Number 20 over the middle. Pass reception. That looks like a 30-yard pass reception by the big man, Bryant Kelly. Stop made by number 10, Lopez, and number 25, Reyes. But after a big gain, now with the no huddles, Hornets set up to pass again with trips right. Bosenko looks right and just throws it away as he has pressure. Bosenko also keeping track of the clock. 56 seconds remaining on the clock. Pressure from the South San defense that time causes Bosenko to throw it away. 2nd down now, 10 to go. Kenyon McClure trailing Bosenko wherever he goes. Set up on the right side of the quarterback, Bosenko. Bosenko looking downfield. What's the ruling, Barry? I can't see it from here.
It is incomplete.
Incomplete.
Oh, my gosh.
Ball was caught by Christian Vela out of bounds.
This is not the NFL. The NFL, you need 2 feet inbounds. In high school football, you only need 1 foot inbounds. I'm, of course, going to trust the official. He was right there, but that was a fine catch, unfortunately, out of bounds by Christian Vela. Again, he has great hands, great speed. He was wide open.
Barry Huff will never question an official's call.
Never.
Trips right for the Hornets. Bosenko looking downfield to the other way and chooses to run for a gain of about 2. 4th down now and 2 with 36 and running on the clock. Clock stops now at 36 seconds. Timeout taken by South San. Their first timeout of the half. 2 remaining. Hornets will have all 3 timeouts remaining.
I will say this. The ball right now is set up on the left hash, the hash that's closest to the home side. The last time the ball was on the hash, it was about 40 yards out, 41 yards out. They ran a power to, or just a power to Kenyon McClure, and big old number 71 Wade Williams. And I believe it was Jack and Christian put the blocks on, and Kenyon just blasted his way for a 40-yard touchdown run.
Also setting up on that left hash gives Caden Bosenko plenty of room to roll out right. And as you see, there are trips right. 3 receivers set up on the right side of the Hornet offensive line.
Oh, my.
Anston Kelly up top by himself. No, he's got 2 defenders on him stacked.
He's trying to press him. They're going to try to press him. But there's Jack. Yep.
Bosenko looking at the receivers he's got on right-hand side. Finds the receiver. That's
Vela.
Christian Vela, number 12. And that
game.
should be enough for an East Central first down. And even more importantly, Barry, out of bounds to stop the clock.
It's hard not to love the athletes that you get to see all the time. Again, James and I have been fortunate to call these games, and even though James knows these athletes, many of them, because he teaches here at the high school, and I know them from middle school. Being up here in the booth and calling them by name, it's hard not to root for those boys down there, those boys and those coaches.
Very interesting watching the dynamics right now between Coach Joe Hubbard of the Hornets and the officials there on the sideline. Hub trying to turn on the charm and encourage that first down call.
Encourage, he says. In the booth with us right now is athletic director Suzette Areola. And I don't know if you can hear her, but Suzette loved the way that James Bryant said that Coach Hubbard was encouraging.
Hub's almost kind of snuggled up to the official right there, give him the nod of the head, give him the shoulder. But, of course, that official is completely independent and, in fact, rules against the Hornets, I believe.
The defense holds for the Bobcats.
Defense holds for the Bobcats. 1st and 10, South San at the 40-yard line. The charm did not work from Coach Hub that time.
By the way, Rodolfo Lopez, we really appreciate you. We really appreciate you putting the
outstanding pass just off the fingertips of the receiver, but it looks like we might have a penalty against the Hornets.
Yep.
Referee's indicating for everyone to move forward, so that'll be a defensive pass interference.
Rodolfo Lopez, he's posted some things on the live chat. Thank you so much for putting the roster for South San. We really do appreciate that. But as we said already, the good folks at South San did run a roster to us. Thank you so much Rodolfo Lopez.
Well, the pass interference appears not to have been marked off. Not quite sure what happened there. But it's 1st and 10 from the 50. Pressure on the quarterback. Pass incomplete. Big pressure from number 15 of the Hornets, Zachary Vidal.
But you saw the strength of that quarterback again. I don't think his strength is just simply dropping back and throwing. That's number 9, Brendan Riojas. But when he's on the run, he is dangerous and fairly accurate. You see where that ball was? Only that receiver could have caught that ball. It's a little short, but still, on the rollouts, he's a better quarterback.
Snap to Riojas. Again, a high snap. They've been having trouble with that snap. No flag. We're going to call that a clean coverage.
That was close. But again, the referee was there.
Right on top of it, Christopher Jones with a tight coverage. Nine seconds remaining at the half. In the half, Bobcat quarterback looking to the sideline for a play, as is the rest of the team. Play being shuttled in by wide receiver, it would appear, number 81. Well, I guess not shuttled in because Bobcat still looking at the sideline. Play finally called. Quarterback looking around, sees 3 wide receivers up top, and the referees indicate another timeout for South San. Their second timeout of the half, 1 remaining.
Essential still being pretty aggressive. There again, 9 seconds left on the clock. Normally what you would see, maybe quarters coverage where you have 4 people back in the secondary kind of deep, but they're still going to press those receivers. They're going to make those receivers work for all of their yardage, going looks like man-to-man coverage with 9 seconds left, 50 yards away from the touchdown. Very interesting, pretty aggressive.
Well, we saw, I believe it was number 10, Richard Lopez with the reception earlier. I believe it was called back, but he didn't make quite the run after the catch. So might be a good idea to put that press on them to interfere with that receiver's route.
With number 10, well, here they go. It looks like they're going to be in dime coverage where they have an extra person,
defensive back
in the secondary. Thank you, James. Yep, dime coverage. But it's still, notice Chris Jones closest to the screen here.
He is about 3 inches. He's about 3 inches away from the receiver. What a pass. Well, what a pass attempt. A little bravery on that one right there. Number 5 going across the top is Joseph Salinas. Correction, John Garcia. Cornell George on the defense for the Hornets. 4 seconds remaining. Let's get the Bobcats set up, Barry, and I'm going to challenge you to call the play again. He's set up here on the near side, all alone with Chris Jones, our best defender, in my opinion.
Press coverage.
Look at Chris tight on him. Riojas keeps it, gets up the middle for about 9 yards, and the buzzer indicates the end of the first half. Your score, East Central 21, South San Bobcats 0.
Again, those folks from South San, thank you so much for being part of our live chat today. Your facility is just amazing and has been amazing for years. It's going to be fun watching you in basketball. Always fun watching you in baseball and softball. Thank you for being a really good host to us out here for this final game of the season for both teams. Happy senior night to you folks.
Happy senior night. Happy homecoming. Let's give another shout out to the young man. I don't think we did that. We did in our pregame chat a little bit. We met a young man who was part of tonight's homecoming court for South San. Had an interesting hairstyle, all South San blue. decked out on his sashes and proud of what he's doing for his school. Shout out to that young man with the blue hair on the homecoming court.
Too bad we didn't get his name. He was really nice to us because we were lost.
He helped us into the stadium, got us where we needed to be. So once again, shout out to that young man. Who else has helped us out tonight?
They've had some fantastic we've had some fantastic help from the police department.
Absolutely. Police department allowed me to park about 10 feet from where I walked into the stadium. Shout out to the South Sound Police Department. Tell you what, Barry, we've promised our fans out there to give them some band time. So let's zip the lips for a while and provide some entertainment for our fans there at home. This is the East Central Hornet Band under the direction of Mr. Ron Garza.
Wait a minute. I might be. Okay. I can now. I can now. What the hell? Please welcome the award-winning East Central Honeybee Varsity dance team. Honeybee officers are Second Lieutenant Ariana Ramirez, First Lieutenant Miranda Nunez, Major Juliana Moreno, Lieutenant Colonel Catherine Fritz, and Colonel Daly Maldonado. Honeybees of the week are Mia Magallanes and Leslie Rodriguez.
Performing a field kick routine to the hit. Feel It Still by Portugal the Man. Here are your 2021 honeybees. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, faculty, staff, and students. Welcome to the 2020 South San Antonio High School Homecoming Royalty Award presentation. At this time, our thanks goes out to our principal, Dr. Lee Hernandez, and Ms. Jessica Husband, student council sponsor, Cynthia Perez, senior class sponsor, Felicia Head, band director, Lisa Wilbur, and Nick Sereniti, JROTC Master Sergeant Hollins, and Senior Army Instructor Williams, and the South San Antonio administrative staff. Thank you to tonight's cadets carrying saber for the 2020 homecoming presentation. Representing JROTC, Victor Diaz and Emily Peterson. Representing volleyball, John Garcia and Vanessa Ben.
All right, YouTube and Facebook, East Central fans, we got another special treat at halftime. Another interview from East Central ISD. I've just forgotten it. Athletic Director Suzette Areola. Sorry, been a long week.
There goes your check, James.
Absolutely. Suzette Areola is the athletic director for the district, for the entire district. And just kind of wanted to get a few thoughts from you, Suzette, about the end of the year. We're wrapping up the football season. We've done some new things. And if you could just talk about this new thing we've been doing here.
Well, first, Hornet Nation, I want to throw out a big shout out here to Mr. James and Mr. Barry Huff and the live streaming crew and our Marcon group of Lisa, Sam, and then, of course, Brandon Oliver and all of his great work with his people. The streaming has been wonderful. It's been something new that we attempted this year and would not have been able to do this without all of you. But James and Barry mean more to us than just the streaming. They announce our basketball games, our volleyball games, our track meets. Heck, we even learned how to start announcing at cross-country meets when we're supposed to be quiet. Yeah, but we've had a great fall. We had no idea what COVID brought to us and what that was going to look like, and a change in protocol daily. We had to keep our head and our pencils on a swivel and keep changing rapidly. I mean, it just seemed like sometimes there were multiple changes in one day. But through it all, all of our coaching staff did a fabulous job. In the fall here, we competed with tennis and golf, and we're still in the middle of some swim, just getting the swim really going. And we had cross country, volleyball, of course, football. And, each group got hit occasionally with some quarantine or some, having to quarantine some kids for exposures. We've had some cases, but I'm going to tell you, I want to give a big shout out to our district nurse, Jalen Hart. She's fabulous to work with, and our head trainer, Ed Champagne, working with them through protocols and getting our kids screened and what we needed to do was fabulous. And I just want to say thank you to them for all of their work as we continue to navigate through all of this process with COVID. And now we're in basketball season, and that's where UIL and everyone else seems to be just a little hesitant on what's going to happen because we are indoors. But we've got protocols in place. We feel good about them. We have had to quarantine some groups, but they've been back already, and so we're on a roll. The boys are playing tonight. The girls play tonight, and we have 2 home games tomorrow. And soccer just started also. We just started kicking off soccer, and tryouts were this week, and we'll have scrimmages happening during the break, and we're ready to go.
Absolutely. And as you said it, we're kind of always on a swivel here. Decisions are being made, day to day. I might be planning on calling a JV game on Wednesday and a something on a Saturday where I've never done those kinds of things. And it's just all different because we're just doing what we can to fit in what we can and provide the most opportunities we can for these young athletes.
Yeah, James, and again, without saying, and I want to kick myself for not really starting off with a big thanks to Cambry Polashik, my secretary, my right hand, my man. I can't even thank her enough for all of her work and everything that she does and all the workers that she assigns, because even our workers, we're not just talking about the coaches and the kids and the parents. There's a lot of people behind that, the PD, the custodio, the maintenance, our gate workers, everybody, and of course our announcers, James and Barry here. But it takes a lot of us to put a game on, and everyone is always so flexible and willing to change. And then, of course, my women's coordinator, Maggie Wellham, our head softball coach, she's been fabulous. Come in with a fresh breath air and is just the little energizer bunny. So
Absolutely.
Big shout out to all of them.
Absolutely. I concur with everything you said. And we talked about it the other day, Barry, and we might even mention it earlier today. There's one gentleman that never gets enough attention around here, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Suzette, but our head trainer, Ed Champagne, we were talking about it the other day, Barry, and this guy works countless numbers of hours. And while we're talking about it and thanking people, just a personal thanks from me, Ed, we're glad to have you here.
Yes.
Thank you for not turning the lights off so soon this year.
He's trying to get you out of the stadium, James. Come on, go home.
Absolutely. So thank you to you. Thank you to everyone else that Suzette has mentioned. And thank you
also
to you,
out
Suzette.
and to
Thank you to
Becky,
you.
our
Yeah,
new
and to
assistant
Becky, our
trainer.
Ed's new assistant in the training department. Thank you to you, of course, Suzette, and everyone associated with you and your staff. Nothing we do here can be done without you. We thank you for the opportunity you've given us, me and Barry, to do this. We've had one HE double hockey sticks of a time this year, doing what we just enjoy doing, which is talking to each other.
That's it.
And having a football game going on in the background.
Yeah.
It's always exciting to me. I mean, what's been exciting about this year is how nimble everybody has been. It's amazing that everything went off pretty much without a hitch. It's just been beautiful this first semester of sporting. And that again, as James said, it really says well of you, Suzette. Again, thanks a lot for being up here with us today. But leadership is the model for what happens here. And thank you so much for what you do, Suzette.
You're welcome, guys. And I just, again, it's not about me. I've got two great leaders in front of me, and our superintendent, Mr. Toscano, and our principal, Shane McKay, and our school board. We would not be able to do what we do without their support and their fight. They want our kids to have that opportunity to compete. And Mr. McKay is right in there in athletic decisions with me and going through that. And they've had to do a lot more contact tracing at the high school than we did in the athletic department at the beginning. So he coached me up on how to do that. Now I think if I need a second job, I can go do contact tracing.
There's one entity that we've forgotten to thank. So let's give this gentleman on the far side a chance to get his shout out.
Yeah.
All right. Really excited about the Bobcat band there. One entity we've forgotten to thank, Suzette, and I'll let you finish up this interview on that note, and that is the fans out there.
Oh, goodness. Hornet Nation, we could never thank you enough for your support, your prayers, and just you being flexible yourself. We threw the online ticketing at you guys through this football season, and we really have not had any issues with that, much less anything else. As you guys, Barry, you and James have both mentioned, it's been pretty seamless in the fall. I'm going to knock on wood as I say that, because the busiest time of the year is about to happen with the winter and spring sports. But Hornet Nation, know that our kids are out here fighting every day, working hard. Our coaching staff, they are giving time up with their families, and they're here early, staying late, and giving the kids all they have. And we just want to make sure that we're putting a great product out on that field for our Hornet community, and know that we are here behind you, and whatever we can do to help. If there's anybody that needs some help, we got a lot of community service hours we need to get in. So anybody needs some help, call the athletic office. Joe Hubbard, after tonight, he's going to be free. I think we'll line him up for some work.
Yeah, he'll need some stuff to do. All right. We thank you, Suzette. Once again,
Thank you so much, Suzette.
District Athletic Director Suzette Areola. Thanks.
And again,
Go
hey,
Hornets. Yeah.
James and Barry, from the bottom of my heart, okay, I really do appreciate everything you guys do, not just the streaming, but whenever I need something and I'm in a bind, I can count on you guys.
We thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Go Hornets. And we'll spend the rest of halftime watching a little Bobcat band and dance team. Enjoy it, fans. We'll be back for the second half in about 8 to 9 minutes.
dancing cats. And now, Bobcat Nation, we will continue with Senior Night 2020. Let's give it up for your 2020 South End Bobcat, Mighty Fighting Bobcat Band Seniors. Your Bobcat Senior Band members are Rita Alcorta, parents Jacob Alcorta and Luz Alcorta. Clara Aragon, parent Raquel Espinosa. Olivia Butler, mom Julia Butler. Amber Chavera, parents David and Brenda Lee Chavera. Xavier Contreras, parents Renee and Cecilia Contreras. Raul Duran III, mother Gina Valdez. James Garcia, parents Camino and Judith Guzman, along with James and Ivan Garcia. Lily Garcia, mom Susie Garcia. Margaret Gonzalez, Stephanie Gonzalez and Gilbert Valdez. Ebony Gonzalez, mom Teresa Garza and dad Enrique Gonzalez. Esael Gutierrez, my boy Izzy. Mom Yvette Gutierrez, grandmother Rose Brown Gutierrez. Derek Lara, parents Delia Galvan and Derek Lara. Senciro Luga, Vanessa and Jabern Allen. Damian Martinez, parents Will and Mandy Martinez. Marissa Mejia, mom Linda Mejia. Oscar Menchaca Jr., mom Gladys Sanchez and dad Oscar Menchaca Sr. Haley Moran, parents Robert and Irma Moran. Saul Moreno, parents Samuel Moreno and Erin Scott. Grandparents Vincent and Esther Moreno. Anthony Piñera Jr., parents Susie and Anthony Piñera. Joaquin Robles, Martha Robles and Maria Gomez. Daniel Robles Pia, Martha Robles and Maria Gomez. Noah Rodriguez, parents Freddie and Sandra Ramos. Ebony Rosas, parents Mercy and David Rosas. Marcus Sandoval, father Michael Sandoval and aunt Sylvia Sandoval. Noah Vasquez, mom Selena Vasquez. And lastly, Angela Villarreal, mother Kimberly Villarreal. Bobcat Nation, give it up for your Bobcat Band seniors. Let's give it up for all our Bobcat seniors. And once again, we'd like to congratulate our homecoming king, Gonzalo Carman, and your queen, Julie Sola. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, if you're not doing so, if you'd like to see all the pictures from all the events around South End, you can follow on Instagram, Bobcats Online. That's Bobcats Online on Instagram. You can also follow SS Mamarazzi on your Instagram page. East Central High School, here come your Hornets.
All righty, East Central fans out there on Facebook and YouTube Live. Here come your Hornets onto the field for the second half. Your score at the half is 21-0. Hornets. And Barry, we have a moment before the South End Bobcats to come out for a little apology. It seems that we got quite a few. We're glad to have you. Wonderful to have you. A few South End Bobcat fans out there listening to our broadcast here. And unfortunately for them, we did a little talking over their ceremonies, their halftime ceremonies. We do apologize about that. But here's the thing. We didn't know y'all were going to be listening tonight. We had advertised this to all of our fans at home. And we are happy to have you few Bobcats fans listening as well. Didn't anticipate it. We're glad you're here. But again, our apologies for stepping all over your ceremonies this evening.
Really do apologize for that. Now, we did look for the live stream for South End. There does appear to be a pay live stream for the South End services or live stream services. And once I get that link, I'll send that to you. I'll put that on. You can pay for that. And the things that you wanted to see, your particular homecoming and senior night, man, you'll be able to see that not from the perspective of the visitor, where you'll be seeing their backs and everything, but from the perspective of South End. We'll get that to you. But again, for our Hornet fans, thank you so much for being with our game number 4 of Hornet, us broadcasting with the East Central Hornets.
He's talking about the Huff and Bryant show is what he's talking about. Our 4th attempt at this. 4th time might be a charm tonight. Kicking off the second half will be the Hornets. Number 49 does the long kickoffs, Daniel Gauna. Setback for the Bobcats will probably be number 88.
And look at Noah Chavez, who normally does that. He is going to be a player.
Noah's chomping at the bit to get a tackle here. He gets a lot of those on the kickoffs. Right down the middle. Chavez untouched again and is in on the tackle.
It's pretty amazing.
It's really easy to see. He's the one with the yellow sweatshirt sticking out of his jersey there.
Now, he's a senior, and this is his senior game, too. His final game as a senior for the Hornets. Great job on special teams. Just a really good athlete.
You know, the other teams out there might want to scout him because he literally went untouched from line of scrimmage to the tackle on that play. Let's set up first down now for the Bobcats at the 18-yard line. Handoff to number 33, Desmond Padilla.
That is their strength. They can run that ball. Good blocking up front by their big boys. Again, not a huge offensive line, but a solid one. A little zone block right. He just simply put his foot in the dirt and just moved that pile.
When that's not the choice, the quarterback often will elect to run or at least roll out to the right or to the left. And as you said, Barry, he makes some things happen when he's on the roll. Handoff again inside to, I would imagine, 33 Padilla. It is for another gain of about 3. Zachary Vidal, 15 for the Hornets on the stop. And it looks like about 3rd down now and 3 to go.
He's pretty good at public address announcer for South San.
He is. Got a very unique voice, very loud and clear. Very enthusiastic with his introductions. 33 gets the call again and is effective again, this time with about a 6-yard gain. 33 is Desmond Padilla. Give credit. There's that announcer.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. Give credit for the tackle to number 90, Sebastian Martinez.
Take a look at the line. I'm looking at number 42 on that side. They are really stacking that. They're really starting to pound East Central a little bit on that right side.
Right side of the line.
Oh, tight end in motion.
And the quarterback runs the opposite way and pays for it this time. 21, J.J. Hernandez, along with Zach Vidal, number 15, with an outstanding behind the line of scrimmage tackle. Looks like about a loss of 1. 2nd down now and 11.
It was good. They ran right. Test that left side. The left side was too strong. But now it's 2nd and 11. It's going to be tough. They're going to be tempted to pass it.
3 receivers up top.
Right.
Sorry, Barry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's tempting to pass it. Want to pass it. It says it's 2nd and 11. It's tempting, but they're getting 5 yards, 8 yards on this series with that running back, giving him a break a little bit, but I'd put a saddle on his back and let him run it out. That offensive line is blocking well.
95 Michael Piñones and number 90 Sebastian Martinez wrapping up the runner on that one. 3rd down now, 11 to go from the 31-yard line. I'm liking the game, Barry, that 95 Piñones is playing tonight.
He is. He's playing. That sophomore is really playing. He's doing a good job again. He was new to football in middle school, but he definitely belongs now.
In the meantime, a reception for a 1st down. Quarterback number 9, Brandon Riojas, to the receiver. Seems to be one of his favorite receivers tonight. Number 10, Richard Lopez.
He's playing both ways, safety and receiver as well.
And making good plays on both sides.
It really is.
1 running back behind the quarterback. That's a unique setup. We haven't seen that a lot this year from any teams. Pistol formation, handoff to the running back for a gain of 3. Padilla again, that running back.
Number 33, Padilla, is a senior. This is his final game for South San. And this is a grinding drive. Run. Lots of a heavy dose of Padilla on this drive.
How about a big tackle from 55, Nathaniel Ortega?
They figured out something. They actually shot gap a little different. They missed a block a little bit up front. That offensive line has been solid for South San this half so far, but East Central just outflanked them. That was a big hit.
Yes, sir. Pass incomplete, but again, you mentioned the Hornets getting through those gaps this time. Big 95 again. Michael Piñones had his arm swatting at that quarterback's face.
He is a load. He's not very tall, but he is indeed a load. He's right now going 5'11", 255 yards at that nose tackle position.
I'd have to look up about an inch to him.
And his arms are tree trunks. I'm telling you.
Again, 10 players on the line. Looks like they're not going for the block this time. Actually, 9. There's 2 back, and let's see how we handle this one this time. You know why that just happened, Barry? You'll have to explain to me.
I'm at a loss. Again, it looks like he's really just thinking a little bit too much. He didn't want that ball to go past the 10-yard line. I guess they told him, hey, just let it. If it's 10-yard line, you have carte blanche to pick it up and start running. But I'm not exactly sure he was.
He has 2 tacklers a yard from planting them on the turf.
I can't explain it, but thankfully it wasn't a fumble. Oh my, flag!
Nice carry that time, but there is a flag on the play. Kenyon McClure on the carry, but Hornets are backing it up. Credit number 18, Camacho, on the tackle for the Bobcats. It's a 5-yard penalty for a false start. It's going to be first down and 15 for the Hornets. Kenyon McClure, number 39, on the carry. A pickup of 5 yards. We'll bring up second down now and 10. Flag on the play, though. That could change. While we're getting this call, a couple of scores around the league. And by the league, I mean 27-6A, Smithson Valley and Judson at the half from Rutledge Stadium, 21-17, Smithson Valley. And actually, this is the only other game tonight you're seeing here at South San in the 27-6A.
I will say this, possibly the most outstanding game of the day was a rematch between Refugio and Shiner. 3A footballs, probably the best football in Texas at the Alamo Dome at 1 o'clock. In the rematch, what happened there?
I did not see the penalty, but it looks like the Hornets advanced for a first down.
In the
If
rematch,
that's what you're asking
Shiner
about.
23, and I believe that 24, and Refugio 14.
24-13 the score there at that game at Alamo Stadium earlier today. Looks like the Hornets fumbled. Referee's indication is that South San recovers at the 26-yard line.
Looks like number 25 recovered for South San.
First and 10. Place the ball at the 26 or 27 here.
Second fumble.
My colleague Barry, wow, that announcer, he's really got a nice voice. My colleague Barry Huff here, just referring to that Shiner Refugio game, a matchup that we saw last year. Barry Huff calls the best game he's ever seen. A little trickery. What do you call it, Barry?
Trickeration.
Trickeration. We had the reverse to the wide receiver, number 88. He drops back to pass and just doesn't make the pass delivery that time.
But that's letting me know that those Bobcat coaches really scouted East Central pretty good, because they know for sure that Smithson Valley did that to East Central 2 times the last time they played them.
Indeed.
It's a play that has proved its value.
Quarterback looking for options. Scrambles right, tosses it up. That's picked off. Christopher Jones.
Lots of flags.
And maybe another one at the end. Horse collar tackle, it looks like. So we got some sorting out to do here. Looks like the interception will definitely stand by number 8, Chris Jones.
But then there are 3 flags on the 22-yard line.
4 flags over the 22, probably a blocking foul, would you say, Barry?
Probably blocking the back.
And at the end of the run, perhaps a horse collar on top of it all by South San. We'll wait and see. Is there a referee in the house that has a flag available right now? I don't think so.
Well, the good news is that they have their hats on. If they threw their hats down, that means that a referee saw multiple penalties. Probably so again, it's just they threw everything they could without tossing their hats.
This one probably will require a huddle between the striped shirts.
They're confirming that they all saw the same flag, and then we had the side judge there, the guy with the S on the back.
All right, so we have a
with his flag.
Looked like a blocking foul against the Hornets. Both personal fouls.
Dead ball personal foul on the Bobcats.
Yeah, a personal foul against the Bobcats after the play or after the out of bounds.
I think they're
push.
calling the horse collar. The horse collar is going to be the personal foul.
And then there was a personal foul against the Hornets as well. They're going to cancel each other out. So all that, and we're back to the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 Hornets. Don't have any more details other than there were 2 personal fouls.
And it's first down. That was the most confusing. Again, I trust the referees. Referees, they've got it sorted out.
All right, quick play to Kenyon McClure up the middle, it would have looked like. Now that's going to be number 26, Michael Aguilar up the middle. And as you said, Barry, Michael's best up the middle, in your opinion.
So fast. Those dive plays are his play. I would love to see them dive. This drive right here. Nothing fancy. Just let that offensive
hurry up to the line. You might see it again right here, Barry. Yep.
Another dive.
Another dive play to Aguilar up the middle. Actually might choose the gap to the left of the middle there.
Yeah, looked like he made one cut, but South San was just too strong on that play. By the way, look at South San's at nose tackle. Number 99 is a good-looking athlete. That's a strong-looking dude. 92, that left
92,
tackle.
they're both tall, muscular, lean, probably mean, and probably fighting machines.
That's 16.
Well, there's a fighting South San Bobcat right there. Number 16 with the tackle, Jason Salas.
Once again on the stop for your South San Bobcats. Down.
That middle linebacker, nice little run blitz, shot gap. That was easy play for him.
Richard Lopez, number 10, the great receiver for South San, back to receive this punt. Look for something big out of him this time.
Giving a lot of respect to Noah's punting ability.
Oh, not the best punt out of Noah this time. High and gets a terrible bounce for the Hornets. So South San will end up with a great field position.
Gonna miss Noah. Again, this is his senior game. He's proven that he is willing to do what it takes, and that's what you want for athletes. A lot of times, athletes think that I'm a running back, I'm a wide receiver. It doesn't matter. You are an athlete. You are a football player, and Noah has proven that. Again, he punts, he kicks extra points. He's a deep snapper. He plays wherever. He's a heck of an athlete.
And that is the case with several of these young men out here, Barry. We see them on whatever side of the ball, on special teams, quite a handful of players like that playing for East Central. And it's a joy to see them play because they're out there because they're good players.
That's correct. East Central looking good right now, flying around. A lot of substitutions on that defensive line, staying fresh.
I tell you who they're not taking out there is big old 95.
Piñones is just nose tackle, playing hard, taking on 2-3 blocks every single time. Look at that.
Pushing his player back.
Oh, he still made the play.
And still makes the tackle. 95, Michael Pinones, after pushing his defender, actually his lineman, back about 3 yards, he breaks off of that tackle, or breaks off of that block and makes the tackle, I should say. 33, the ball carrier again, was Desmond Padilla. Sets up third down now for the Bobcats and about 6 yards to go at the 40. New quarterback, number 2.
What a pass. That's a good pass.
Completes the pass outside. That new quarterback, number 2, Jonathan Velos. Reception made by number 5, John Garcia. Absolutely.
The strength of the other quarterback, was it number 9, I believe?
Yes,
was really
Riojas.
making plays with his legs. He looked great. He took it, just in rhythm, made the throw, stepped up. Oh, it was just a great throw. Still like to see more running from him, though. There it goes.
Handoff inside to 33, Padilla. Flag on the play.
It's behind the line of scrimmage, so possibly holding.
Correction, no penalty on the play.
All right, referees pick up their flags.
No,
You know, it's
actually, that was a towel. That was a towel.
Okay.
It looked like a flag, though.
You know, it's a little bit different here on the visitor sides, not having the referees catering to you and presenting their fumble on the play.
Ball security.
Flags after the play. Hornets appear to have recovered the fumble. However, there were a couple of Hornets, a couple of flags.
Now, I know it was a fumble, but number 5 showed why he was an athlete. He needs a little bit of ball security, true, but he was very patient. Then finally made the decision, put his foot in the ground, and ran hard. If he covered that ball up, maybe held that ball a little bit higher, he'd have probably had more good yardage. But still, number 5 is an athlete. That's secondary of South San. Number 10, number 5. These are athletes. Again, playing double duty. No, number 5 is going to be a cornerback, guarding Anston Kelly.
Personal foul was the call after the interception. So the interception stands, the recovery or the fumble recovery stands, and we'll add on a 15 to that. 1st and 10 Hornets from their own 20-yard line.
Anston Kelly has single coverage.
Bryant Kelly with single coverage down low. Pass it to the opposite side
Christian.
to number 12, Christian Vela. And as usual, he'll get another couple of yards after the catch.
Another flag.
And another flag on the play. I started to say, Barry, I'm having a little trouble finding the referees' signals, and I just realized that's because we're not on the home side anymore.
So we're looking at the wrong side.
They don't care about us. They're signaling to the opposite side, which I'm not used to.
That was a sideline warning, by the way, it looks like. Sideline warning either against Hornets or South San.
Bosenko hands off to his lone running back, Michael Aguilar. And Michael gets out to enough for an East Central first down.
He comes out so fast every time he touches that ball.
You're right. Contact at the line, and Michael's there.
Good blocking up front.
Bryant Kelly. Bryant Kelly, single coverage, and that defender's way off of him.
That should be an automatic call.
And Bosenko does not even look that way.
But he looks
like he hits Christian Vela again, number 12.
In rhythm, you see that. In rhythm.
Receiver for the East Central Hornets. Richard Lopez, number 10 on the defense for the
It's called incomplete, actually.
Oh.
Second down now and 10. Again, Barry, look at this bottom side here. We got so much field, and number 1 receiver in 27-6A right there with single coverage, crosses. Bosenko looks downfield. Jack gets it.
Oh!
Pass is
Beautiful
complete
catch.
to number 11, Jack Stewart. Bosenko finds him at the near sideline. First down, Hornets. Reginald Stewart, number 11. They call him Jack. By the way, Hornet basketball fans, after today, we're going to have a big boost coming to the Hornet basketball program. Both Anston Kelly and Jack Stewart part of that basketball program, and they will be joining that program very soon here. 26, Michael Aguilar. Hornets on the hurry up. Set. Bosenko makes the call. Looks right. Points to his receivers. And we get a whistle from the referees. Because it's the end of the third quarter. Your score, 21-0, East Central Hornets.
Ladies and gentlemen, some third quarter scores from around the area. Burbank Bulldogs 27, Kenny New Rockets 0. Lanier Bolt 7, Breckenridge Eagles 0. Frontier Bowl, Cardinal Indians 27, McCullough Cowboys 6. Rio Grande City Rattlers 22, Southwest Dragons 21. Harlan Hawks 33, Johnson Mustangs 21.
And we'll switch into the field once again, 21-0, beginning of the fourth quarter.
6A action, Smith and Valley 28, Judson Rockets 17.
Update, Smithson Valley Judson. It's 28, Smithson Valley, 17 for Judson out at Rutledge. We're talking about two of the top three teams in the league there. Judson being number one, Smithson Valley. Are they 2 or 3 now, Barry?
I think they're actually third in our district.
First and third place in the district playing out there at Rutledge Stadium.
Swiss Valley has a lot to play for because they have by being the third team in our district, our district has to play Austin in the playoffs. And who wants to play Austin Westlake? Who wants to play Lake Travis? Nobody.
Bosenko with one running back to his left. Looks right. Finds a receiver. Open in the end zone. No. Christian Vela wide open. And Bosenko just over the head of Christian. Now, Vela could have got caught up with the defender there. Not the most accurate throw in the end.
It was actually really good defense. For Anston and Jack, they give them about 10 yards of coverage or 10 yards of space. Christian, they pressed him a little bit, and the defender did a good job of slowing Christian down.
Bobcats sent an extra man up the middle, and no good. The pass intended, it looks like, for number 13 for the Hornets. That's Santiago Garcia.
I can't see his jersey, but I believe that's that safety number 10. Yeah, heck of an athlete.
Yeah, number 10, Richard Lopez, was the call from the far side announcer.
He's tall. He's quick.
The announcer?
Of course not.
Sorry, fans. It's our last game of the season. Caden Bosenko takes the snap and keeps it himself up the middle. Still running, turns it outside, and eventually upfield for a gain of about 5 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Hornets.
I have not seen him look this fast all season long. He definitely does have a pep in his step tonight.
Well, and that's interesting. You mentioned that he is one of the top running backs for top runners for the Hornets, but I don't think this is one of his highest gaining games.
It was interesting, though, is that he will normally only run on powers, quarterback powers and things like that. Oh, there's JJ.
JJ up the middle, still not down, fights for it. It's going to be close on the call for first down.
Tackle made by a pack of Bobcats.
The defense holds.
And the defense of Southside holds. No first down for the Hornets.
Now, know that the score is 3 scores East Central, 0 scores South San. But I want to say that South San defense have really showed up on many occasions tonight. On fumbles, on creating fumbles. This I think it's the second time that they've stopped on 4th down.
They've held on 4th down twice. Yes, sir.
Yeah, not big, but aggressive and disciplined.
Let's see. The quarterback's going to be number 2 again. He hands off inside, most likely to 33. We'll check that number. Desmond Padilla, the running back. 42 for the Hornets on the tackle is Mark Pena. Second down now for the Bobcats. 5 yards to go. Ball at the 10-yard line. H-back goes into motion on the other side. Running back is taken down with no gain. Padilla stopped by number 13, it appears again. No, that's going to be 40.
42?
42 it is.
Mark Pena.
Mark Pena again, 2 consecutive tackles.
Third and short.
3rd and short for the Hornets.
For the Bobcats.
Correction for the Bobcats. High snap. Quarterback scrambles or rolls out to the right.
Oh!
And the entire stadium in agreement with us. Oh. As the receiver all alone, nobody behind him, number 1, Eli Vasquez, just rolls off his fingertips.
His name is Jonathan Velos, I believe, the quarterback number 2.
Quarterback number 2, yes, sir.
He has poise. That was he waited. He made some play. He made a play with his legs, which allowed his receiver to finally get in the open, and that was an accurate throw.
And we
good.
We don't really know why he came in. Perhaps just a coach's decision.
Hopefully, hopefully their quarterback is not hurt.
Number 9, because he had a heck of a game going there.
But number 2, Velos. Nice.
Timeout called by the Southside Bobcats. That's their first timeout called in the half, 2 remaining. And East Central will have all 3 of theirs remaining.
Now, they might, it's their senior game. South San's senior game, and it's their last game of the season. There's 10 minutes left on the clock. I wouldn't doubt that timeout was to draw up a trick play or to give them confidence for a trick play. They're only 3 yards away from the first down. Don't be surprised if something unusual.
And you mentioned it being the seniors' game. That substitution for number 2 quarterback, he's a senior as well. Perhaps coach is just giving those seniors an opportunity to play in their last game. They got nothing to lose. They're really not going to the playoffs. So let's get those boys in there, those seniors, and give them some playing time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they didn't get to play their normal 10 games. This is their 7th game of the season. Why not?
Bobcats back to punt. 2 back for the Hornets. Christian Vela, nearest you. And on the far side, Michael Aguilar deciding again to grab it.
No return on the play. Cameron Barron, number 7 on the tackle.
Our boys really.
I'm going to tell you, Michael Aguilar has some confidence in his own hands because he's trying to catch every one of those. There's been some shaky situations on those. And I guess South San knows because they're kicking into it every time.
Our guys are a little aggressive. They probably should let it go, live to play another day, live to play another down. But it is what it is, and thankfully we have the ball.
It is what it is. Bosenko hands off
JJ
to the yellow shoed JJ Hernandez. Number 21. Parents named him Juan. They call him JJ around here. Second down now. Gain of 5 We'll make it 2nd and 5 then. JJ along with Caden. Caden sticks his hands out to receive the snap. Hits Christian Vela off in the flat. Vela zigs and zags for a pickup of about 5 yards. Call it 6, enough for a first down.
Aaron Reyes, number 25 on the tackle for your Southside Bobcats. Big gain on the play. 3rd down. Easton.
25 Aaron Reyes credited for the tackle there. And the Bobcats are loading up that defensive secondary, perhaps expecting a pass here.
They're right.
They are right, and Hornets get it off anyway. Is that Anston Kelly's first reception of the night?
First reception.
The district's leading receiver, first reception of the night, Anston Bryant Kelly, number 20.
Again, they've watched a lot of film South San has, and they've been doubling him every single time. But East Central counters, let him run a drag route or a deep in across the field. Nice pass on time, first down Hornets.
Single coverage on Bryant Kelly. Oh, look at Caden Bosenko working the feet, working the outside, working that goal line for an East Central touchdown. Touchdown, Hornets. Touchdown, East Central. Caden Bosenko in and out of traffic for a 32-yard touchdown run.
We said it before. He's looking pretty quick today.
And there we go, fans. The East Central Hornet Band with the East Central Fight song. Sit back and enjoy it.
Noah Chavez, extra point.
Christian Vela sets the ball down. Noah Chavez boots it with the left foot. Point after attempt is good. With 8 minutes exactly left in the game, 28-0, East Central Hornets.
I know that we talk about extra points and Noah Chavez, and you said Christian Vela's name as a holder, but their deep snapper, when it's not Noah Chavez, is their nose tackle, Michael Piñones. He's all over the field himself.
Absolutely. Put Piñones on the MVP nomination list tonight.
Played hard. Again, special shout out to number 47, the senior, Marius Rosemont. Been hurt, was hurt in the last game.
Yeah, tough not being able to play your final game as a senior.
But he's out on the field right now. He's out there cheering them on. He's in street clothes with the boot on. But Marius, thank you so much for a job well done this season.
And for listening to us. Marius said he's a fan of Huff and myself.
I think more of you.
Well,
you saw him before school. You saw him before the game, and he just lit up when he heard your name.
You were standing next to me, so it might have been you.
As a stranger.
49 with a kickoff again is Gauna. Fielded far side by 88, I believe.
I believe that was number 10.
You believe right. Number 10, Richard Lopez, all over the field tonight for South San. Playing a great game himself.
Got that on a dead run, and with one more block, hit a sprung.
Now, interesting here, we got perhaps our third quarterback, number 1.
Southside Bobcats boys basketball team remains undefeated. Bobcat boys defeated the Hayes Rebels 62-26. Once again, Bobcat varsity basketball remains undefeated at 5-0 as they beat the Hayes Rebels 62-26.
All right, so I was mistaken. Number 1 definitely in the game, but not his quarterback. Number 2 still, Jonathan Veloz, keeps it. Powers forward for maybe a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. I like number 90 on that play with part of the tackle. He's Sebastian Martinez.
Looks like they have a new running back in the South San, number 22. Is he a senior?
22 is Antonio Reyes. He is a senior. Made a defensive play earlier as a linebacker. And Reyes gets the carry for about 7 yards.
That looked pretty good.
It did look nice.
Good blocking up front. On that line, I see number 55, number 56 on that side.
55-56 are going to be Ethan Rosales and Kerry Rhodes. Quarterback takes the high snap again, and that's going to be a nice defensive play, but really could have been caught by the receiver, 88. Perhaps a little high, a little quick for him.
That is how you beat press coverage. Again, Chris Jones was guarding him. He gave him a little juke move, went inside. He was open, pass just a bit high. But Chris Jones is fearless. Press coverage almost every play, really jamming those receivers.
South San back to punt once again. Nobody back for the Hornets to receive. Or am I?
I believe that the coaches are proving a point.
Have elected not
to touch it.
Downs the ball for the Bobcats.
That's exactly what that was.
Have elected not to put anyone back on that play.
Central takes over first and 10 on their own 44-yard line. First down, Hornets.
That's why they're coaches.
That is why they're coaches. Sometimes you just have to be a daddy. Sometimes daddies don't let the kids do what they want to do. First and 10, Hornets.
Do we have a new quarterback?
Is it Christian?
It's Christian Vela behind center now.
I think you told us before that you taught Christian Vela and also number 14 who just caught that pass.
Christian, Eric, let's see, a couple of those guys. I'm on the spot. I'm going to forget their names, but all together in one class. Nice little group of young men playing together now on the varsity level.
We have 29 at running back for the Hornets. Michael Martinez.
Vela looks right again to number 14.
He almost broke.
Eric Espinosa gets out to, it looks like the 43-yard line. In any case, enough for any Central first down.
And a flag flew out.
Flag on the play might hold up that decision.
That was a flag after the play was dead. That was a dead ball foul, probably unsportsmanlike conduct.
Possibly so, as the action made its way outside of the bounds lines.
The head official referee, personal foul.
Against South San.
It's hard to see what they're saying. It's hard to see what they're, like you said before.
A little bit different being here on the other side. Having to judge those signals from the back side of the official. All right, Hornets then move up to the 28-yard line, first and 10, perhaps from the 49. Christian Vela, the new quarterback in, hands off to number 29, Michael Martinez, for a short gain of about 2 yards. Second down and 8, Hornets. 5 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the game. Hornets 28, South San 0.
Look how big that receiver closest to his number 88, Ernest Castillo, is.
Ernie was another one of those guys that grew up with Christian and all those guys. Had them all in the same geometry class together.
He's listed as 6'5", 180 pounds.
And when he was a freshman, he was about 3'2". He's grown. He has grown leaps and bounds. That kid was not 6 foot anything, or even dreaming of being a 6 foot anything when he was a freshman. Taking a little more time now. Oh, yes, you had to know it. Vela on the carry is going to make a few yards when he takes off.
When he was a quarterback, when Caden Musenko went down, which is unfortunate as that is, when
Number 84.
he did a great job. Christian Vela filling in more than an admirable job. And one of the ththings that he did well was running that ball so quick.
And of course, Caden Bosenko, one of the top runners for the Hornets, but different kind of running there. Caden Bosenko likes to send it up to the middle, I would say a little bit more.
Likes contact.
Yeah. Whereas Christian Vela will zig and zag to avoid those tackles. How about a big carry from 29 Michael Martinez for another East Central first down?
That was a pretty big hit he took at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, nice hit. Also, we need to credit number 18, Jonathan Camacho, the junior, on that hit. First and goal for the Hornets. Looks like no gain on the play. Second down and goal now.
Nice stop by the defense. And their goal line defense is pretty stout. Again, they have some good athletes on that defensive front.
Michael Martinez in the backfield with Christian Vela. Hornets trying to muscle on this one again.
Low man wins on goal line defense. Those defenders from South San simply dug in. Offensive line for East Central could not make the push. Good defense.
How about a rollout by Vela? Ooh, a nice old-fashioned option play would be nice here.
Michael Aguilar. Another good stop by the defense.
Yeah, give the defense all the credit there. 3 stops in a row. Can't manage to get 1 yard, the Hornets.
I believe that East Central is probably going to take the play clock almost all the way to 0. The play clock right now is 23, 22. There'll be a lot of standing. They might even call a timeout. Right.
Gentlemen, just a reminder, at the end of the
There's
game,
about a
we ask
minute,
that you exit
5
the
seconds
stadium
left on the
immediately.
clock.
Minute 5 left, 28-0. Hornets definitely under no pressure to convert this, but
Once again,
They took a knee. I wouldn't doubt it.
accordingly
No.
and properly.
Touchdown.
touchdown by the Hornets. We do have some extracurricular activity. It's at least going to be on South Sand. We might call it both ways, but we had a little head slap in there in the end zone.
We also have an injured athlete, it appears.
And an official timeout for a down player.
When you're a good athlete, that number 10 has had a good game. When you're a good athlete and you're making plays, sometimes you get dinged up a bit. It looks like number 10.
Number 10 is their star receiver and defensive back, Richard Lopez.
When you're a good athlete, you get dinged up. He's walking off.
Yeah, he made it off the field on his own power. Training staff will check him out, but he looks by these untrained eyes to be okay.
Personal foul on the Bobcats. Touchdown East Central.
And there you have it. The call from the far side stadium announcer is touchdown Hornets with a penalty after the play. Personal foul. This time Gauna on the point after attempt. Getting him some playing time. Blocked this time.
And look who picked it up. Is that number 10?
It is indeed number 10 on the return. Sent out. Well, let's credit him first. 10, Richard Lopez on the run back. Blocked punt or blocked extra point attempt. But put out of bounds by number 10 for the Hornets, Cornell George. A little bit of hooting and hollering over there. Perhaps the Bobcats thought it was a little inappropriate push. But the referees disagree.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen.
So it was a personal foul on the initial touchdown. So that means East Central is going to be able to kick this ball off from the South Sand 45-yard line.
Instructed to head straight to the locker room. Please, no loitering, hanging around the rails. We ask that you exit the stadium properly.
So, fans, we got 46 seconds remaining here at South Sand Stadium. Let's wrap things up. Barry, Huff, it's been a pleasure all year to do this thing we call having fun. New experience for us, but kind of not really a new experience. We're just sitting here having a good time, talking to each other, enjoying the game together, and I've enjoyed doing it with you, my friend.
And same here. I mean, it's been great because normally one of us is calling a game, mostly James calling public address announcing. You have a game tomorrow, don't you?
I'll be up bright and early to call some basketball out at Hornet. What do we call that gym out there, Barry?
Stan Bonowitz
Center on the campus of East Central High School.
Oh my gosh!
Richard Lopez on the return for the Bobcats.
So what happened there was the ball landed about the 1 yard line, and the Bobcat player thought the ball was going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. It didn't. But a heads-up play by, again, number 10.
Yeah.
Lopez, I believe.
So we're going to call number 10 the MVP from South Sand tonight, although very unofficial.
I believe he's one of the captains, and he's just been fantastic tonight.
And a senior indeed.
A lot of pride. All
right. Gotta love this one for Coach Joe Hubbard getting that victory last game of the season. And for all the Hornets, definitely those seniors will remember this game. Tough season for them all, but it's always nice to finish up your last game as a senior with a win.
So South Sand called a timeout. There's 38 seconds left to play. This is probably going to be some trick play. Possibly if they'll throw it middle route or short route, he'll pitch it to another player who will pitch to another player. It might be kind of fun this last play.
Are you suggesting trickeration?
Trickeration.
All right. Anybody on Facebook or YouTube Live, Bear, we need to say goodbye to?
Well, first of all, thanks you so much to the South Sand fans. I'm loving the comments, especially these last two. There's a person by the name of Jessa Martinez. Thank you so much. She's very excited for number 10. Number 10 is even showing up on the Facebook.
Awesome.
We also have number 24, Rodolfo Lopez, giving love to Robert Barnes.
And what might be next to last play here. Bobcats advance it out to the 14-yard line, it would appear. 13 maybe. Second down now for the Bobcats.
Check it out, Bobcats.
We have Hornet Nation giving love to the
and the sighs from the crowd.
And thank you, Hornet Nation, for us doing this for the first year, and you doing this for the first year as well. It has been great having you be excited for your athletes, for your band, for your community. It's been great.
All right, Barry, I'm going to do something we haven't done all year. Parents, you got 2 more weeks in the semester. You get those kids on the ball. We got 2 weeks left, parents. That's all I'll say.
He, of course, making sure they turn in their work. Last 2 weeks before the break.
Absolutely. And the time has expired. Your 2021 football season has ended on a victory for the Hornets, 34-0. The pleasure's been mine, James Bryant, here on this microphone, and on the other one.
It's been Barry Huff. It's been a fun year, fun learning experience for both of us.
And we'll end this broadcast with a big Go Hornets.
And as always, we wish everyone a very good evening. Lights out, Peanut. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you exit the stadium. We need everyone to please no hanging around on the rails. We need to keep moving, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, please, needs to exit the stadium immediately. The boys have been instructed to head straight to the locker room. Please, no loitering. We need everyone to get away from the rails and keep moving.